Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. I am your host today, Marco Barilla, and that is right. It's my turn to finally get a solo episode with a homie of mine. No Troy today. He might join mid-episode. I've tried to get him on multiple times, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But today I have my very good friend and close friend, Garrett. Say hello to the people, Garrett.
Hello.
So Garrett has been a long time loyal viewer of mine, way back when to the Barilla Show podcast, and now to the Unfiltered podcast. And I say, you know what? It's about time I get my boy on. So welcome, Garrett.
Great to be here.
Then let me
Great to
tell
be
you
here.
something. Is this your first podcast? Is this your first podcast?
Oh yeah. Oh
Your
yeah.
little podcast version.
Yeah.
Alrighty, all right. I'm very happy to be here. So yeah, so like I said, Troy, fingers crossed, he should be joining. I texted him, called him, no response. So he might be making an appearance mid episode, or if not, he's just gonna be me and Garrett today. But essentially, this episode is just gonna be us talking. Nothing planned really. Um, so actually, if the folks at home, how about where do we meet? Where did me and you first meet up?
We met at the summer camp. How
Yeah.
many years ago was it?
That was
I want to say
2021 or
three.
2022?
It was 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, around
Yeah,
that
that
time,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 to 4 years ago. That feels like such a long time, but it's
I
really
remember,
not.
yeah. Cause I met you alongside like Emily and Maddie around that time too. That's when like I met you
Mhm.
all at the same. Cause I didn't counselor at Newland for like I didn't go for like excuse me. I didn't go for like a 2 to 3 year span. I don't know why. I guess we were just busy. And I finally came back as a counselor again, and then that's where I met you and everybody else. So for those at home, I've mentioned it prior episodes that I one of the two camps I volunteer at is cancer support community, the greater what is it again, like the official name? I keep getting it like
Cancer
missed.
Support Community, Greater Philadelphia.
Greater
I want to say.
Philadelphia. We're just gonna
Sounds
say
right.
that. I will leave their link in the description. They're a fantastic, amazing group of people. Um, but yeah, so I volunteer at that. I've been a camper at that particular camp for over a decade, and then once I hit Onk status, I transitioned into a counselor, where this is where I am now. Um, so yeah, so most of our besides you, did you ever go as a camper before turning into a counselor?
No, I started at 13.
Ah,
I
so you
started as a
you didn't you
counselor.
didn't go as a camper. You started off as a counselor.
Yep.
Damn. So I want to say like a good 90% of our counseling staff were camper alumni, like myself. Madison is a former camper. A lot of obviously now our CITs are, but I'm not gonna count them as much. Um, which is funny because I counselored Madison when I was a counselor, which is funny and cool. But yeah, so me and Garrett met, like he said, like 3 to 4 years ago, and since then, I think out of all the main people I've met, you're probably the closest I've been. You're my DBD man, my gaming,
Buddies.
my gamer, couple of gaming gooners right here, man. What?
Yeah, that's us.
So yeah, so we met at Gilda's because it's named after Gilda Radner. I'm so sorry for butchering the comedian on SNL. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Gil Gilda Radner. That's her name.
Yeah.
Um, again, I'll leave their link in the description to check them out. They're fantastic organizations. Again, revolving around cancer support. Um, So yeah, me and Garrett met around there, and then ever since then, and that's how also, if you guys remember from the Barilla Show podcast, that's how I met Emily. I did an episode with her, and that was fun. That's another um, Gilda's Club alumni. I'm not sure if she was a camper. I think she might be like you. I think you did. When did you meet Emily first?
Same year I started.
Same year, sir. Okay, so
So
are you the same age as
whenever
her?
that was. Same age, not same grade.
I know that. Yeah. So you guys probably both start off at. 'Cause I don't remember meeting here as a camper. I think, like you said, I think maybe you guys both started at the same exact time, and that's why I came in. Um, but yeah. So that's what we've been doing, and that's what's currently happening. I obviously, yes, I do still have work at my job at Chipotle. I love it, of course. Be sarcastic, but um, as a side gig, I say it's a side gig, even though it's volunteer work. I'm not getting paid a single penny. I'm doing this. So, Gary, would you like to explain what exactly we do at the camp?
Oh yeah. So we basically just we run everything from the games to the crafts to cleaning up. We get all the activities set up. We hang out with the kids. We're there for them to enjoy the day, have fun, and take a break from
Hmm.
some people that may have some people who may still have or have had cancer, and just to get away from the thought of it. And it it definitely helped me when I first started going there when my mom was in treatment.
Yep.
And we it definitely it's like I don't even know how to explain it. We're like it's more than a camp, I feel like. And we've all collaborated so much and we've all worked together. Even the kids worked with us too. Like they we are not the only ones who clean up, obviously. All the kids help too, and we've all had a lot of great times, and I think it contributes a lot to the what we do because it makes it our job is to make them happy, and in return that joy that we see makes us happy. So I believe that is what our major role is. It's just to bring a little bit more joy into the lives of those who may be down.
Yeah, 100%. Perfectly well said. So like me and Garrett are summer or volunteer summer counselors. The way it works is that once you hit age 13, you become what's known as a CIT, counselor in training, junior counselor, however you want to say it. So from age 13 to 15, you're a CIT, and then once 16 and higher, um, or we're considering as senior counselors. And what like yeah, so kind of like piggyback what Gary's saying. Everything is run by a very, very lovely lady, Mrs. Christina. Shout out to Mrs. Christina. I'm not sure if she's even watching this, but if you are,
Woo!
love Miss Christina. She does all of the main, like she's the big boss lady. She is the running the show, and basically us as counselors are just running. She's like the writer, and we're executing her vision. We're just trying to like help as much as we can. So it kind of comes down to like simple tasks like running particular games, being in charge of the arts and crafts, or just simply like throwing out the trash at the end of the day. We have people like like sweeping, mopping, taking out the trash, recycling, and all that. Um, that's our jobs. And again, like I said, I call it a job, even though again, like I said multiple times already, it's volunteer work. We're not getting paid a single penny. We're doing this out of the kindness of our hearts. And like don't get me wrong, like me and Garrett has talked about this off camera. Like it can definitely be a mental and physically straining job task sometimes, but at the end of the day, like the feeling and passion you get in return is so much more worth it, in my opinion. Because like there's obviously you're gonna get there's a couple like those campers that will really get under your skin and you want to freak out. Um, but obviously we're there to most of us, I say most of us, know how to keep our composure and keep on counseling. But it's so fun. It's so like for anybody listening, like I highly recommend you become a summer counselor. It's so super fun because I've had my fair share of amazing counselors that I kind of like take their personality a little bit from me because I remember what they taught me, what they what stuff they did that I liked them. So And it's nice because sometimes, like, you'll get the compliments. Like, the kids love you, Garrett. The kids, obviously, it's a love hate relationship with me. You know that. Like, it's a big
Oh
love hate
yeah.
relationship with me. You want to talk about the fucking cult that they started against me a couple years ago?
Oh, the cult.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh dude, that was a while ago. They were like,
It was still on video. Abby was recording it the entire time. Didn't do nothing.
oh my god, yeah, I remember that. I
I
must
think that
have
was
the
on
video.
The Google Class thing.
Google Pictures. I'll have to look at that. I do remember that though. That was really interesting to hear about. It was there, like you said. There's definitely a lot of it flip flops some years. Some years they're like completely interested in other people, and then there's years where they're all on you. All eyes are on you.
Yeah.
And
I've managed to stay somewhat on top, but now with the boatload of CITs, the thing is
yeah,
that a part of me is like gonna be sad once like all their attention. I don't want to like sound like I'm an egotistical person, but
yeah,
like for majority, you can't admit majority of those years I was the punching bag, but they loved me. I say that they loved me. It's a love hate relationship. Like
hmm,
damn well that I was like the punching bag and like like, oh, it's Marco. A part of me is
yeah,
gonna be sad when I'm not that anymore, but this is why I value the CIT program that I help restart with Mrs. Christina, where I don't know, I'm not sure how many years I'm gonna have left because Mateo stopped doing it. I mean, technically, he still could have done it. I don't know, Miss Christina. It really hasn't like confirmed the exact age where you can stop doing it, but like at the end of the day, I'm 20 years old. I'm not gonna be able to do this forever. Um, Realistically, I see myself doing this for another like maybe 3 or 4 years, and then I'm gonna like probably stop. Because at the end of the day, I want these new batch of CITs and even you guys to be like the main thing. That's my maybe when I stop when I'm ineligible to do Chem Kesem is when I'll stop doing No You Land, which that is just
hmm,
gonna be an incredibly emotionally hard summer because those two camps are literally carrying my summer for the entire my life as long as I've been doing both of them.
100%. This is this is that camp. This camp is definitely what drives me during the summer. For while we have it, it's like my, I get up and go to. I get up most days and I have to, I sleep in late. It's like normally I get up and go to work, but I'm getting up early to go to camp, and that I will. For school, I always had to get up around the same general time because I live further away than y'all. But I generally have to wake up at the same time. But there's a lot more motivation in getting up for camp than there is for school or anything
100%.
else.
I mean, I like how you say that, and literally this morning, right? I don't remember it. I do this every year in the beginning of camp. I don't remember what time camp starts. So like I'm under the impression that it starts at 8:30. Um and I wake up and it's like 8 o'clock and I'm like shit. And I'm already getting yelled at by my parents because I told them it was 8:30. And then I come in at like I know I woke up at 8:30. I'm sorry. I woke up at 8:30. And then by the time I got there, it's like because like from here to camp, it's like a 10-minute drive, not even. So like it's 8:50,
Hmm.
and I'm like, and no one's there. I'm like, thank God. So I was actually so I now I thought it was extremely late because I was in a panic. I already had luckily I had my bag packed for the night prior. Um, but I wake up in a panic thinking I'm gonna be late. I'm not. I said I get there. So now I know that tomorrow camp's always been 9:30. Camp starts at 9:30. Counselors should get there primarily at 8:40 to 9 so you can get that extra help in. So what time are you expecting to be there early? What time you think you're gonna be there?
I'm gonna be there early, probably like 9,
Because
between 8
knowing
something
you,
and
you said
9.
it's a
But
30-minute drive, right, from your house to the guild is?
it depends on traffic. Sometimes it's like 42 an hour, so it really depends on traffic in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's normally like my mom has work, so she's gonna try and get me there decently early so she can get quickly to work. So whatever. Normally it's like 9 I get there. 8. Last year I got there at like 8. But like I don't know. It's gonna completely depend on whether or not she wants to leave really early at 7 or really early at 8.
Yeah, what time does your
Before 8.
mom usually clock into work?
Oh, I don't even know. She had to bend her schedule. She had to talk to the boss, and her boss let her come in a bit later so
Yeah,
she can.
it's kind of like with me because like I don't like I said, I don't drive yet.
Mhm.
But now that my brother doesn't go, he was obviously my source of driving. But now that he is not coming this year, I'm kind of left with the question because I don't want to. My mom doesn't. My mom's not an early bird. There's a plethora of reasons why, health reasons and other stuff that I don't want to get really into, that she can't wake up early. And then there's my dad who leaves for work at 7. So now I have to like either get there at 2 hours early, and Miss Christina's not even there yet. So I think this has happened before where I would leave with my dad and I'll literally just stand in front of Gilda's for like 30 minutes to an hour until Mrs. Christina and Laura get there.
Well,
Um,
I did that last year.
so yeah, which is not, and there's been a couple, there's actually, I'm not sure if I told you, but there's been a couple times where I would literally get dropped off at Miss Christina's house and she will just drive me to, I mean,
Hmm.
it's good now because now that I live closer to Gilda's, I also live like, I'm, if I remember her address correctly, I'm not gonna dox her. I live like 5 minutes from her. So, which is
Hmm.
really pretty cool. I live like 5 minutes away from her. Um, but yeah, so like now I'm locked in. Hopefully, last night was a very bad night for me. As you know, I just couldn't go to bed for some reason. It was a combination of a couple things. Um, one being I'm an online degenerate, so like my eyes are like, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I want to play. And then I texted you on your Twitch chat. I'm like, dude, hop on DBD right now. Even though it's like 1 in the morning. We got off at like 11 ish. Not even like an hour later. I'm like, dude, get on. You're like, no, I'm going to bed, man. I'm going to bed. Oh, I'm like,
It
oh,
was
you
like
bitch.
it was 12, I think almost 1, I want to say, and I was not. I finished the Resident Evil game I was playing, and I just like I clocked out after that. I was talking about it for a little bit, and I was out. I got off and I fell asleep within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, bro. Also, shout out to Garrett's Twitch. I'll make sure to leave that. You want me to leave it in the link in the description so people can check it out? Or it's up to you.
No, you can plug it. No, that's completely
Like,
fine.
yeah. Go follow
Go for it.
Garrett on
Thank you.
Twitch. I'll plug that in the description as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you.
Um,
I appreciate it.
but it was also that and the fact I was, TikToking as most kids, people my age now do, and I stumbled upon clips of a recent documentary that was released on Netflix, and I was like, okay, what's this about? And it was I think it's a series that's called Trainwreck. Um, and they cover and they discuss like unfortunate events that happened. So the one they did before, like a couple years ago, where they went over Woodstock 1999 and how much of a shit show that was. Have you ever watched or heard anything about that, Gary?
Woodstock or Trainwreck?
It's called Woodstock. It's called Trainwreck Woodstock 99, I believe.
I don't think I have. I know what Woodstock is. I've heard of it, but like I have not heard much about it.
I'm trying to look. So Woodstock, yeah, it's called Trainwreck Woodstock 99. Um, Pointless to say, Woodstock is like, you say you know what Woodstock is, right? You said you know what that is.
I think I do. Yeah.
It's long story short, it's like a peaceful, like make love not war type
Oh, it was
musical
like it's like
festival.
hippies.
Yeah, but like and then they redid it in 1999, which was like the
Mhm.
grudge era, where like rock and roll, Limp
Oh.
Bizkit, and all these like, and it was, to say it was a shit show is an understatement. They're like, cramped spaces. The porta potties were just overflowing. People were swimming in like shit water without even knowing it's actual shit water. It was disgusting. I highly recommend you watch it. By the way, it's a 3-part documentary on Netflix. But the one I
Check
watched
that
last
out.
night, it was covering the 2021 Travis Scott Astroworld disaster. You remember that,
Oh yeah.
dude? I remember all that unfolding on TikTok all those years ago, and they did a documentary on it. And I'm like, okay, because like I knew that people died. I didn't really look much into it, but like watching this documentary just like fucking really like stunned me. It like it was so bad than I originally thought. People got crushed. People got stampled. All not stampled. Like the people were fucking getting stomped on. And what's worse is that people have they have videos of there's videos of people getting CPR. There's people. So
Oh my lord.
essentially what it was is the musical contractor of Travis Scott. I forgot the name already. Um, the venue that Travis Scott had this can hold. I think they said 30 or 35,000 fans. But for some reason they sold 50,000 tickets. That's double the amount of
Oh.
what they can hold. Um, and there was two. The thing is, There was two stages. There was one stage for all the other performers like SZA, 21 Savage, and other
Mhm.
people were there. And then Travis Scott had his own stage. So what would happen is that after all the other performers performed, everybody migrated to the Travis Scott stage. So, because people were already camping at the Travis Scott stage because they were wanting to see specifically him, and then you had the people coming from the other stage set, and you again, again, I don't think I can stress 50,000 plus people because people barged. Keep in mind, people also barged through it. Like they didn't they people took down the fences and shit. They ransacked the security. Security couldn't do nothing. So they had
Mhm.
double the amount of people that was advised for that. And eventually people just got essentially to like put it nicely, they got squished. Like I can send you a TikTok after this because now that it's trending, people are showing their Astroworld clips, and like it is some of the most uncomfortable shit I've ever seen. Like I already don't understand the appeal to like concerts really. I've been at a Post Malone concert. It wasn't damn near nearly as like out of hand like a Travis Scott concert. But like these fucking mosh pits that people do at concerts, I just don't understand the appeal to them. Like, have you
Like
ever seen clips
triggered.
of Travis Scott concerts?
I have not, and like I've seen clips of like other like I don't know, like Metallica for instance. Like they have like mosh
Yeah.
pits too, but like I don't understand. Like you said, I don't get the appeal to that. Like I feel like it's like risky to be in that mosh pit because some fans are like crazy, they're like crazy over that thing, and then there's people, like maybe like me who would like, yeah, maybe I'd like that, but like I think I'd much rather be like in a seat in like a stand where
I'm
I'm
much rather
safer.
be like way above. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Also, it's Live Nation. That's the company that produced Astroworld. It was Travis
Mm.
Scott's booker. Also, assholes, by the way, because in the documentary they revealed that they knew that they overbooked it. They knew that shit was going to go bad because again, you're cramming 50 plus thousand people in a 30,000 seated venue. This is all outdoors, by the way. But like before, literally like 30 minutes before Travis went on stage, they showed DMs saying that I really don't think you should do this. I think we should pull the plug on this. But that's just I just want my record on the statement saying that I was against this, and they just didn't do it. And midway through the show, after people gotten sandwiched and people are under people, and you see these videos. Actually, I'm gonna send you it right now. I want to get your live. I showed my parents this at dinner, and it's this like the way they explain it to you in the documentary is just so like the people are just moving. They have no control on where like. Tell me when you watch it. I want to see your reaction. Like it's
I'm watching right now.
like
Oh my
you
god.
you can't move. It was that bad. And like you have people and then it gets to the point where people are like legit begging and chanting, "Stop the show, stop the show." And you like this is where it comes to like, where like you could make the argument that Travis Scott couldn't hear or see that far back because lighting, but then you also have like producers in his earpiece saying that, but then this is what happened where he eventually he sees somebody else in a different section of the crowd faint. So he like briefly for like 30 seconds stops the show and asks, oh, get some help. And then and then other people start chanting like, "Oh, get me out of here." And then he just starts singing again. The show goes on for like another 20, 25 minutes and people are dying, getting CPR. I'm trying to like find like a medical way to explain it, like why the people are fainting, like they couldn't breathe. They essentially like they're
There's too many
crammed
people
up
around.
like
That's
sardines.
insane.
You saw the
It's like
video, right?
actually
Like
insane. I'm watching it. It's insane. Like it's like it's almost like a colony of ants per se. Like they are brushing up bodies up against it. And if anyone moves the wrong way, say you're with a group of people, like a group of your friends, you're not seeing them again if you get separated.
keep
Like
in mind, like if one
you
person
are
falls, like, it's a
gone.
domino effect. You're all falling in. It's gonna be damn near impossible to get back up because again, you're getting sandwiched under like two, three other people. If it wasn't already hard to breathe because of how close you were, like it's gonna be hard to breathe when you have other people on top of you. Like that
Stepping on you,
is,
by the way,
huh?
because everyone is moving in that clip. They will be stepping on them too. Like
Yeah, that's what
you're
they were
getting
worried about as well. Yeah,
stomped on, crushed, stomped on. You're already having hard difficulty. You're not getting back up from that unless
dude,
you are strong enough to push yourself up and push people
I
out of the way.
what's even like worse too, and it breaks my heart for some reason. A fucking 9-year-old was at the concert and he died.
Oh my god.
A 9-year-old kid for some reason is at a Travis Scott concert. Number one, but number two, like I think it was either 9 or 10 people that died, and obviously a shit ton of more injured. But in the documentary, they interview their families and people that have been at that was at the concert. I highly recommend you watch it. It's such a good. I don't want to say it's a good
Oh.
documentary, but it's a really like jaw opening. And what sucks too because the producers, Live Nation, encouraged the show to go longer because fucking Drake had to show up and do his shit too with Travis. Meanwhile, like people can't breathe and people are getting CPR. It sucks because now that this documentary is out, people are kind of like, because you know the meme of fucking Travis Scott apologizing on his fucking story, like that shit was
Mhm.
so bad. That was the worst apology. He didn't even want to do that. I guaranteed he was asked to do that. He probably didn't even want to do that.
Yeah, that is. He was probably ordered by his executive like group of people to do it, and he did it, and it was like it was genuinely pathetic to watch. I remember watching it when
It
I was
was
younger.
so hard, guys. I highly recommend you look it up on TikTok or on YouTube. Travis Scott Astroworld apology. He's just talking down to the camera in a black and white film. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm like, dude, like I can kind of see it being both faults after watching this documentary. I can see it being both. Sure, like again, like I said, you can make the argument that Travis didn't see or hear the back people because the lighting and the music but
Hmm.
Live Nation was in charge of booking. They knew it was a liability having 50 plus thousand people at a 35,000 seated venue. They knew that. They were warned prior to not do it, and what they didn't do it, and people died. It was probably like one of the most preventable deaths. Like this was like seen from a mile away because it started getting crowded during the other shows beforehand. Like it was getting sandwiched when like SZA and all of them were doing their shit, and then they got obviously 10 times worse when Travis Scott went on. But yeah, the people at home, I highly recommend you watch this documentary and get YouTube. It's such a fucking. it's so sad. It really is so like
Mhm.
how like demoralizing it has to be to not stop a show because fucking people are dying. Like, ugh.
I don't even know how. Like, obviously, it's because they're money hungry and they wanted money. Like, obviously, like that's what it's about now. Everything is about money. Like, there's always something in it for someone to get a lot of money. And Travis was getting paid to do it, and he would the people wanted as much seating as they could, and they're like, oh well, we gave this many tickets, so we might as well just do it instead of taking the next, I don't know, 20,000 people that recently bought them out. And for him, like for him to see that, like go up there and see that, I mean should have been a red
Yeah.
flag
I mean, I'm
already.
sorry, but like if you have that view where you are, you're saying that you can't see the like situation when you see EMTs doing CPR and chest compressions. Like you're saying that you can't like because I've seen clips at shows like stand up comedy shows, musical performances. Like people will have stopped their show because they see that's the medical emergency happening. But like I said before, like it could be it could have been like the climate, it could have been like the wet, it could be a multiple things of why. But I still think what made it even worse was like I told you that shit ass apology he did afterwards. Like that just didn't help his innocent at all. That didn't do anything, and it's still to this day talked upon. Like,
I feel like, sorry, cutting you off, but I feel
oh,
like I feel it would have been better if he just didn't have not have done an apology video, if like with that, because apology videos have always been really controversial. I feel like there's never been like a really good apology video, and I feel like that should have been something more on a national level rather than a, oh, let me put on this filter, look sad, and apologize, because like that, that is clearly not
mhm.
good to do. Like that's clearly not good enough of an like apology. You just go on there and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry I did this, guys." Like, you can't there's no reason for that to be
Yeah, exactly.
there's something there's always something someone could have done to prevent that,
There
but
is.
it
At the end of
wasn't
the day,
done
like
because of money.
you like it's a combination of Travis Scott not taking accountability and also Live World. In my this is my opinion because it's people are not getting divided on TikTok about it. It's a combination of both. I think Live World, Live whatever the fuck it's called, the company is absolute assholes. Which, by the way, this was taken to court, and I think 2 years ago it was settled. So never got their justice. Travis Scott is still working with that company. By the way, they haven't ended their
Really?
partnership, which is just fucking mind blowing. I'll look it up on Wikipedia. This is what I wanted to say. The Harris County Medical Examiner's Office declared the cause of death to be compressive asphyxiation, while the manner of death is ruled an accident. They're literally getting their airways cut and crushed. That's how like cramped that people were getting like bad. Like it was
Mhm.
bad.
That's insane. Especially like because like in that video you just sent me, there was very obviously smaller people in the crowd. Those
Yeah.
smaller people already have trouble seeing over top the people's shoulders. Like being down there is getting crushed, and it's the fact also like they're being completely compressed, like you just said. They're whatever they call it, death was it. They're being compressed so much that they can't breathe through their nose or their mouth, and their like lungs clear. Any airway to their lungs is being, it's like a kink in a hose. Like it's not it's not working because not enough air is getting through to the point where they're dying. And like you
Hmm.
said previously, that is completely avoidable had they just done something about it.
Exactly. I'm reading more into it right now. It says that on the night of the event, the crowd surged during Travis Scott's performance, resulting in a human crush that caused multiple fatalities and injuries. Despite warnings and visible signs of distress in the crowd, the concert continued, leading into chaos and panic. The response from the security and medical personnel was overwhelmed by the scale of incident, highlighting significant gaps in planning in such large scale events. In the aftermath of tragedy, There was widespread criticism to the event's management, Live Nation, and Travis Scott. If investigations, also by the way, after it was a 2-night event, and this happened on day one, so it was very obviously canceled after night one. Um, but because people died, it was ruled as a crime scene. So for like 3 or 4 days after the event, the entire stage and things were up because, like I said, it was an active crime scene. They had to investigate. For some reason, there was rumors that like it was people were handing out drugs. They thought that people were like lacing drugs, and that's how they died. And then it wasn't until like this documentary and like further research, like no, people were just cut of oxygen from their lungs because of how cramped they are. There was no drugs. Um,
And wow, I feel like that is a completely like stereotypical aspect too. I feel like
yeah, because they see
that is
kids
definitely
and all that. Yeah,
stereotyping,
yeah.
and that's another problem with our justice system.
Yes, I think measure 11. American rapper Travis Scott founded an annual Astroworld festival back in 2018. Um, Astroworld was organized by Live Nation and its affiliates. Apple Music would live stream the performance. In 2021, the festival would be held over 2 consecutive nights. Tickets sold out under an hour after going on sale. Over 100,000 people were expected to attend. Excuse me. Excuse me. Authorities planned to limit first night attendees to 70,000. Later attendee members were further to reduce to 50,000. Although the city fire codes permitted up to 200,000 people, the city of Houston and Harris County organized security for the event. The mayor of Houston stated more than 1,000 security staff and police were present. The exact number of police was estimated to be 530, more than double the number of 2019's Astroworld's event, because they saw that they just ransacked the security and just went in without any tickets. So, and in the documentary, they show like these big ass metal detectors being knocked down and them just fucking powerhousing through them. They were incredibly understaffed. So I feel like it was planned to fail the moment those gates opened, which fucking sucks to
Hmm.
see. Um, Warning signs. Week before the festival, NRG's park general manager Mark Miller noted that repeated concerns about the ratio of guests to staff. Live Nation subsidiary Score More shows offered this remedy is by preventing more staff. Prevented services. As a result, on November 4th, Harris County officials signed an amendment to the contract of the Score More, providing more staff. So they essentially they're they were more worried about like signing more people, which and again clearly were understaffed because they didn't bother checking security. I guess. The
Yeah.
initial versions. It's it's so mind blowing. It is like unbelievably bad, and it's so. And my thoughts and prayers go to the family of that, but like completely
Definitely.
preventable. This was all preventable. And reading, like again, I remember when this went down back in 2021, and it wasn't until now that like it really got bad. Like and again, they show more clips. They actually show clips of people with phones who are recording them getting knocked down and being them fucking on like a pile of people, and you can hear like the audio and the panic and the screaming. It's fucking absolutely traumatizing. Um, yeah. So treated public. So yeah, according to HPD logs, approximately 8:52 p.m., nearly 300 people had been treated with paradox. He mentioned only 2 transports to the hospitals by that point, which were described as minimal total comparison to his past work. Um, but yeah, really. Mm.
Wow. That is. It's unreal to me that that all happened, and I'm definitely going to watch that because that is really interesting. And I think it's very sad that that it just wasn't able to be prevented whatsoever.
Yep.
And I think that, yeah, and like you said, all thoughts and prayers out to the families who have
Like
lost
a
someone or gone
festival
through
is
that.
like you would think like a festival is the last place that you would die. Like
Hmm.
you like you're a parent and you're like, okay, fine, you can go to this concert with your friend, and then you come back and you're dead. Like your friends come back, but you're not back because you died. Like that's just the most unexpected fucking news that I would hear.
Because
Um,
they're supposed to be fun. Like
yeah,
concerts and festivals are supposed to be fun, but then that happens, and
yeah. Like so yeah, that's why I was watching. It's like an hour 23 documentary, so I ended up watching the entire thing. You know, I took my eyes were hurting at that point, and by the time it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching this. I'm like, God damn it! So I stayed up late watching this, because like in a certain way, it intrigued me to like, because I feel like it was swept under the rug too fast. Like before this documentary was even released, like I completely like I know it's memed upon, which I don't know why people shouldn't really meme about that. Um, cause I know it was mentioned, but like I didn't realize that the court case following it kind of like Live Nation just under the rug, under the they're still doing what they're doing. Like I'm still shocked that Travis Scott still works with him. By the way, that is just completely fucking like I would cut all ties with him to like save
uh,
face. Like that's so bad. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so like you have that, and then when I was looking on Netflix, the same. I again, I think it's a series that they're doing. It's called Trainwreck, and then whatever the event is. So the next one, I shit you not, so tell me why I'm looking on Netflix, and then if I'm not mistaken, the next one that they're doing, I think they're releasing it next month. Trainwreck. Oh, there's more. Trainwreck, Mayor of Mayhem. I'm not sure about that one. There's one that's gonna be released. It's nicknamed the Poop Cruise, and I'm like,
huh?
what the fuck?
That that
What the fuck
sounds
is that? And I thought it was
interesting.
fake. But it's actually again, it's based off true events, and it says an engine fire leaves 4,000 passengers stranded at sea without power and plumbing. In this wild documentary about the infamous poop cruise in 2013. So essentially, what it is, like I said, they're on a cruise and engine shit happens and all of it's done. So they're stranded in the middle of the butt fuck nowhere with no plumbing, and eventually gets to the point where um you have like a shit ton of overflow with sewage, and the shit it's disgusting. Oh my god, it was
That is
fucking.
unreal.
So I'm looking up right now. So it says on February 10th, 2013, a ship suffered a fire in the engine room. Although the fire was automatically extinguished, there was no injuries on the passengers and the crew. It resulted in loss of power in the propulsion. Raw sewage begun to back up in the passenger deck areas, creating a major health hazard. This caused the media to dub the poop cruise. Carnival Triumph was originally expected to be towed to the Mexican port of I'm not gonna bother. However, after being carried north currents while waiting of a large seagoing tugboats, she was expected to dock in Mobile, Alabama instead. This was the fourth engine, so that is gotta be the most fucking absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry. I would be because like, I've never been. I've almost been in a cruise before, but like having that happen to me, I'm sorry. I would just freak the fuck out if I see just sewage everywhere. Like they gave, from what I saw in the trailer, they gave people like these red disposable hazmat bags and you just shit in it. That
Oh,
is,
lovely.
I would not do that. I would not be
No,
good in the poop,
not
dude.
good. Nope.
Fucking weird.
Never again.
Have you been on a cruise before?
I have not, and I haven't even been on a plane. So
You never been on a plane before?
nope, I've been on a plane. I haven't been on a cruise. Let alone I've been on a boat in years. And the furthest I've gone on a boat is like a fishing boat. That, they don't
Yeah,
go
I've done
very
that
far.
before.
They
Actually,
don't go
I've been
very
on
far.
ferries. Ferries are technically
Oh,
both.
yeah, like a ferry. If it's like between cities, but like that's about it. I haven't really. I drive almost everywhere.
I can't believe you've not taken a plane. That's surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that what's been going on lately with planes, like, dude, the shit in India with that fucking plane. You've been seeing that?
No, what happened?
You haven't seen it, dude? A
Mm-mm.
fucking I believe it's a Boeing airplane. With shocker, I think from what I understand, Boeing planes have not gotten the best rep. Um, a plane takes off, and like literally like 5 or 10 minutes later, without any explanation, it just takes a nosedive, and it's been caught on multiple angles by people. It fucking exploded. Like it was just like, and this happened out of nowhere, by the way. But miraculously, one person survived and just simply just like unbuckled and walked away. Like he didn't get hurt or anything. And eventually, village people, saw him and they obviously called the ambulance and I forgot what
Uh-oh.
he said in the interview because obviously the media was all over him. But like he was saying how like he from the takeoff the plane sounded like shit, essentially. I'm just like still like shocked, like because you I don't think I've ever heard of a lone survivor in a like exploding plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
This is like literally the first time, and like I think it was because the way he was seated. He said he was seated by the exit gate. I think the exit door, the emergency hatch door. But it's fucking crazy that happened. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
that's just insane. I get it
It
though.
would be insane, and that's part of the reason why I don't really want to go on planes. Because like as of recently, like you said, like there have been plenty of plane crashes that just did not need to happen. Like there have been so many. There was some in Pennsylvania. There were some. I forget where some of them were, but like I know there's a couple
There was
as
the
of
one in
recently.
DC, like in the beginning of the
Mm,
year, where like a helicopter and a plane. The one in Philly was really bad. That was just like fucking nosedive.
yeah,
I don't know what has been going on with planes. I understand the
yeah.
like the thing is I love planes. I love doing it. I love getting the window view. Obviously, I love looking at the sky. Such a gorgeous. Like now with like these fucking how do you expect to be safety? You know what I mean? Like safety is a big
Mhm.
part on a lot of people. Now that you can't even trust your own fucking planes and shit, like no, bro.
I don't know because again, part of the reason is I want to say it's probably because of money. Like I really want to say that because maybe the way they're making them now is they're cheaper than whatever they're doing was cheaper
Yeah,
than what
cheaper
they were
materials. Yeah.
making them. Cheaper materials. So whatever they're doing is, oh, it's cheaper now this way, so let's just do it this way. It doesn't matter how many crashes happen. It's cheap. We can just make a new one. Like,
Exactly. It's kind of like so. I mean, it could be like I said. It's like cheaper materials. It's cheaper product. Whatever gets shit cheaper, but it also causes these disasters that. And that I think that was what the whole Boeing situation was about. And it's scary shit. It kind of reminded me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Like you remember the Ocean Gate incident that happened a year ago? I think it was a year ago.
I feel like I heard of it.
The
I don't
Ocean
remember.
Gate, like the little ocean submarine that went to the Titanic and they got stuck down there.
Oh yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
So it was recently revealed that supposedly the guy Stockton, I think his name is Stockton, Baxter
Mhm.
Stockton, I think his name, or something like that. It was revealed that he was actually so addicted and like he was so fascinated with the Titanic. He wanted his legacy to be involved with the Titanic. So like when you think of the Titanic, you think of him. So what essentially it's
Oh my
rumored by,
god.
again, this is by his friend and I think his coworker. So obviously, again, it could be full of shit. Um, but it was rumored to be that he purposely made the submersible, the little submarine, shitty on
Mhm.
purpose so that it would did what it did and get stuck and he die. So essentially, he was kind of suicidal, but he wanted to die in that machine next to the Titanic, so he can be remembered as the guy who died. And I mean, he did what he did. But what really sucks is that he had to take people with him that didn't want to fucking die. You know what I mean? Like it had a. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, yes, they're all millionaires, but like it was a kid, a millionaire's kid died on that. I think it was like 4 or 5 people in total, including him, died. That's just a. Even if it's true, which obviously it's kind of hard to prove, and maybe his wife, like that's such a dick thing. He was so addicted and fascinated by making his legacy with the Titanic that he killed other people.
Mhm. That's unreal to me. I didn't hear about that. And like you also like you said, could be complete BS because of the fact, oh, maybe he went on before, like waited a year. Maybe he told his friend, oh, a year from now, if this happens, I want you to tell him that this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not only does that like make him sound like a terrible person, but like maybe it's because, oh, he wanted this to happen. He wanted to be entwined. So maybe people would be like, oh wow, that's like it sounds fake but it also like I genuinely wouldn't put it past like a lot of things. Like I feel like that is definitely possible with like I've heard some crazy things. That is just like that really
That
wouldn't
whole
probably surprise
situation,
me.
because there was literally like counters, like there was counters until how much time they had left on oxygen, and I remember that entire. I think there's also again Netflix pumping out the documentary. I think there's already a documentary about that. Um, it's fucking unreal. That's such a
I
scary
like
situation.
don't see
My
it. Yeah.
anxiety would just be so bad being stuck on a little fucking thing like that in the middle, like
hmm
hundreds, thousands of meters deep in the water.
I would not be able to do that. I don't think it I wouldn't even get in there. Like there's no amount of money I think anyone could pay me to do that. And like, hey, just by looking at it, it just like if I remember correctly, it like looked rusty. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen a picture of it, but I remember it looked really like
It looks relatively
rough.
good. That's a problem.
It looks
Yeah.
good, but what was it? A freaking what controller? Wasn't it like a
It was
controller
like
or
an
something?
Xbox Connect controller.
Yeah. Like what? What? Who? You're serious? Like that is what we're piloting this thing with? That's insane.
Eh. It's kind of hard to like. I don't know. Like that's what people clowned about. Like he was given multiple. He was given multiple warnings by professional engineers. This shit is not stable for people to go in, and he just fired him because he was the CEO of Ocean Gate. He just fired him because he just didn't care. Which again, kind of like it kind of goes along with that theory that we were just talking about, like him being suicidal and him not caring about his ship, and he just wanted to go down with his ship. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like I don't know. It is a fascinating case that again could explain a lot, but like I don't know. It's been a weird past like 5 years for natural disasters like this to happen.
hmm
I don't know. Am I missing anything? I think I'm missing something.
I don't know. There's definitely been a ton of big ones. I'm trying to think if there's any big ones that have happened other than that.
There's probably if there's something that we're missing, you
Mhm.
guys can let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
But um, I don't know. I just think that so a lot of these deaths and a lot of these events that we talked about all could have been prevented for the most part. Besides obviously the plane, that one is just like I mean, in a way you could say it's preventable because again, it could be the quality and the stuff that they use to make these planes. If that is true, if they do further research, I wouldn't be surprised if that's been questioned. But like the Astroworld, the Ocean Gate, like those deaths could obviously incredibly been preventable. I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised like if we get something else fucking absolutely crazy like that happen again.
Yeah. I mean, and with the everything working together like that, I think it's bewildering to me that that even got brought up that people are still. I didn't even know that they were Netflix was doing that. Completely honest,
But
I
do
was
what?
not aware of the documentary on Astroworld.
Neither did I.
I
It
didn't.
literally just started popping off on like, as TikTok does. It started popping off on TikTok, and I was like, "Oh, I'm curious now."
Hmm.
And then that's what happened. I liked it. It was a really like eye opening documentary. Because like I said, I recommend you watch Astroworld first because that's one movie. And then the Woodstock one is 3 episodes of like 30-minute episodes. That's a really fucked up situation as well. Not as nearly as I don't want to say people died, but it was the conditions were so bad. But like, yeah, I recommend you watching both and people at home as well. But
I definitely will check that out.
that
That
it's
is.
so bad because like
Mhm.
it also reminds me of I forgot what it's called, Firestock or something like that, fire something, and it was supposed to be like Coachella times 10, and the promoter
Oh,
like ended up
fun.
scamming the shit out of his people who buy these ultra mega VIP passes, and like and then it's like in the middle of butt fuck nowhere, and like people get stuck in the middle of the desert because I forgot what it's called. There's been more. That's the thing again. That's why I'm not appealed. I don't get Coachella. You know what I mean? Like, is
Mhm.
it dope to see your favorite artist live? Yes, but to the point where like I'm getting fucking ear fucked, and I'm getting in these shitty environments. Like, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Respectfully,
Yeah. And like, have you seen the videos? Like, oh, this is my week at Coachella, and they're like looking through. They're walking through a swamp, and some of those bathrooms are like literally like a wooden thing with a curtain. Like, they don't even have like a door. It's just a
it's
curtain.
I don't.
Like,
I get it.
what?
Yeah, I just don't
I
get
would
it. I
never.
again, it's all for social media. It's like to say, "Bam, bitch, it's Coachella," and like you get the clips, you get the photos, you get the likes, then you're out. Like it's not fucking worth it. It's not.
Mhm.
I don't. But like that being said, if you had to see a concert or a live performance, who would you want to see?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, person, I don't know.
Or a band? It could be any like, band person or maybe
I like
a musical.
a musical. That's what I was gonna say. Right now, musical. If it were to be, well, I'm just gonna like say both. Cause right, so like maybe I don't know. I wanted to go to a Metallica concert
Dude, I was
because those
so
look really
mad.
cool.
I didn't know they were going to Philly.
Hmm. They look really cool. On another note, I would love. This is coming up. I would love to go see Hamilton. On a
Mm.
note. On a note.
Hell
On
yeah,
one
me
note.
and Garrett have been on our Hamilton grind. Shout out to me for introducing it to him, essentially,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You
I would
have
love to
no
see him.
idea. So
I
many people, man.
many people wanted you to watch
People.
it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you started that, but then after you, it was like person after person after person, and then I just ended up doing it, and it was amazing, amazing.
I don't blame you, man. Like it was again, because like again, I never really like fully. I never liked musicals or plays to begin with. Um, but then like when my homie showed me, like it literally like changed my perspective. It literally like was like, oh my god, this is the
Whoa.
greatest fucking thing ever. What
Mm-hmm.
the fuck?
Never
And
been a
I highly
musical.
recommend if anybody at home who has not watched Hamilton, give it a chance. They are just straight rapping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful score, especially now that the 10th anniversary just happened. Which again, look up on TikTok the Tony Award show. Oh, it's so good.
That was amazing.
It's absolutely cinema, quite frankly.
Frankly, it was
Right.
cinema.
Oh shit! Speaking of the Orange Man, breaking news: Trump orders for a situation room to be prepared. That's no
Oh, for
bueno. World War
did it say what
Three.
for?
I'm assuming the Israel Gaza conflict. If I had to guess, that
That or
is.
Ukraine. So I
I
mean,
don't
I would
think it's
assume
you.
Israel because we're a lot. We're those that Israel's our closest ally, but didn't we pull out from Ukraine too? Am I not mistaken on that?
I
I
couldn't
thought we
tell
pulled
you.
out. I haven't been keeping track of it. I did see something about them, about something though. We in class actually we touched on it. I'm pretty sure what I heard was I thought we pulled out and the people in Europe were saying, yeah, we could probably win this with like if we work together, but we need America
Hmm.
because we're like the backbone of a lot of different global conflicts right now. We are keeping
Exactly.
people
People are
keeping
looking at
people going.
us. Yeah, people are looking at us for resources and help, and I'm all for it. But at the same time, at the risk of ourselves getting into these conflicts, like, is it worth it? You have to, kind of
Hmm.
guess. You kind of have to look at it that way. I mean, like the thing is that like again, I'm not fully equipped to have a conversation about like this but I'm just going off of what I've seen other people say. Um, I don't know. I don't want to like get too much into it, but like it is scary to think about how there's just no peace right now. America is in probably one of the most shittiest spots in just eras right now in the world. We are turning away our allies. We are turning away
Our allies,
friendships and
people,
burning bridges with people at the wrong time. Um,
and that's not even just to say for a worldwide situation. That's nationwide. We are cutting ties with a lot of people. Like
yeah,
we have people in our country like that are not thrilled to be here, and we have people and or be remotely be an American in a lot of situations, and then you have people like Canada. They cut us off. That we're on there, but we are border buddies, and they are not friends with us anymore. We are not
yeah,
considered direct allies anymore because of that. And that's unreal to me because we even have an agreement between US, Mexico, and Canada. I think it's the USMCA. I think it's an association thing, and we all work together because we're all on borders with each other.
hmm,
But that is clearly not going the best interest right now. And people it seems to be people are ashamed to call themselves allies of us, let alone some people are ashamed in our country to just say that they are American. And that is I am nowhere near saying that we need like an international like a national crisis to happen, but a lot of things like that brought our country together. And we don't I don't think we should have like right now a national crisis is the last thing we need, but we need something that's going to get everyone back on board and together in a moment where we can all work together, no matter who you are, be and who you are, how old you are, whatever you do. I think we all need like a calling that we're all coming where we can all gather together as one. No
Holy
no
shit.
gender, race, political party, or like ethnicity. All of that we should be able to set aside and band together and help each other and other countries in their time of need. And I think that's what we need right now.
Okay, I guess this is also breaking news. It's now
Oh.
been confirmed that China, Russia, and America has advised their particular citizens to leave Israel.
Oh
So that
no.
is not a good sign for Israel.
That's
Wow. Breaking news:
so
8 senators introduced a bill trying to prevent the United States from joining the Israel war.
wow.
Oh,
That is
dude,
really
that's concerning. If you're a citizen at any part, you just gotta think now. What the fuck? Dude, that's fucking weird. Massive exodus of people fleeing to Iran after Trump warned evacuate immediately. I don't
so
know.
that could mean multitude of things
Yeah.
being they are is something big is about to happen in Israel or something is happening where we need to keep our eyes on that. I mean, obviously we should be keeping our eye on it. Like that is a big conflict in the world right now, but
Hmm.
that is a scary thing to hear. At multiple, not just our country, multiple countries pulling out.
Yeah, that's
That is not good.
well, I guess I'll try to keep you guys updated. I mean, but that's just fucking. It is dangerous. It is dangerous times, folks. Please make sure you guys stay safe out there. Keep thoughts and prayers to people that It is a scary time to be an American citizen. It really is.
Hmm.
Well, that kind of was that was a good episode. I enjoyed that. That took a turn for it was weird, but I like it. I
Yeah.
actually had fun. Any closing statement thoughts you would like to say to the people, Garrett?
I don't know.
You want to plug your shit, maybe plug your stuff.
Plug my stuff. Oh, let me. Sure, we'll plug my Twitch, I guess, because we said that. I'll plug my Twitch. It's all lowercase. Master Chief Reese RHYS. I stream on there every so often. I don't do it a ton, but I stream every so often, and yeah, I don't really. I stream a good amount. I've been streaming a little bit more recently. I'm trying to keep it.
Trying to get that dough, baby. Trying to quit that
Yeah,
job.
yes, the 15 cents of
Yeah, good shit. Good,
yes. But
good
yeah, no,
shit.
I've just been doing it a little bit more recently, so I figured why not. But yeah, I think I think I appreciate you having me. That was
Oh, I
really
did. It's a blast.
I
Hopefully
enjoyed it.
next time Troy will join us. Also, I want to let the record show that Troy took a nap, so that's why he
Oh,
didn't answer
okay.
my texts or phone calls, even though he
Oh,
asked me to get
amazing.
you on.
That's insane.
Shout out to Troy. Love you, Troy. You little pain in the butt.
Love you,
But hopefully
Troy.
next time we have you on, Troy will be here. It's a pleasure having you on. It was a blast because I'm not like
Uh,
these are the conversations we just normally have outside the
mm-hmm.
podcast. It was nice to get it on recording for once.
Yeah.
But yeah. Without further ado, guys, if you guys end up enjoying this episode, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. It is completely free. Follow, like I said, follow Garrett stuff. Follow the Unfiltered Podcast social media. All that will be in the link down in the description. And without further ado, guys, that will be the end of this episode. We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Peace.